for joining me. Let's go into detail about rental car insurance, and is it smart to purchase the rental car that is being offered, or is it wiser to rely on your policy? Now, by the way, some of your policies, and I talked about cheap insurance versus valuable insurance. If you have a cheap insurance policy, I'm not going to mention names. I don't want to, downgrade any entity. But there are carriers that are cheap and they don't even convey rental coverage. So you need to talk to your agent about that. So that's one disclaimer. But suppose you have a more robust policy. Most of the carriers that we utilize for transferring risk for you, they do convey rental car coverage to a rented vehicle. And by the way, this is not to be confused with rental car coverage that you purchase on your insurance policy. Let me first make a distinction. So you have rental car coverage, usually $30 a day, $40, $50, $60 a day on your insurance policy. That provision is reserved for when you have a covered claim, an accident on your car insurance or your commercial auto insurance, your vehicle goes into a body shop, and now you need a vehicle to commute. Rental car insurance covers that for the duration that your vehicle's in a body shop. So that's one thing. We're not talking about that specifically in this video today. What we're talking about is when you go to a enterprise, a budget, and you're wanting to rent a car. It's not a claim, it's not an accident. It's just for recreational purposes or whatever. The question is, should you purchase their insurance that they're offering, typically X amount of dollars per day, or should you rely on your insurance company? So first, like I said, does your insurance company even convey? If they don't, you gotta buy it. It would be unwise not to. If your insurance carrier does convey into the rented vehicle, here are the items that I want to discuss with you. If they do convey coverage, they do convey coverage on a liability basis based on the limits you have. And they do as well cover physical damage. Physical damage, I mean theft, I mean collision. However, buyer beware, because if you are renting a vehicle and you're relying on your insurance company and you do, God forbid, have an accident, remember, your deductible still apply. So if you have a $1,000 deductible and you're on vacation and you're into a fender bender and it's your fault, the insurance, the enterprise or the budget, they're going to say, great, but you still owe $1,000. So remember that. Okay, that's very important. Don't think just because you got full coverage. And what is full coverage? I'm going to talk about full coverage and the ambiguity of that semantic on another video, because what exactly is full coverage? What is liability? But back to our message today. Understand the deductible applies. Number two, most of you don't know this, but when this occurs, the accident in a car rental, that car rental is used for business, right? The rental car place derives an income. They're not a charity. They're deriving an income from this car. All right? They want to rent it out to others. So when that car's in a body shop, the loss of usage of this vehicle, guess who has to pay for that? You. And your insurance company doesn't cover that. I'm pretty sure your insurance agent never explained this to you, but that's why I do these videos, because we're a value-based educational agency. We want to make sure you know what's covered, what's not covered, so that you're in the driver's seat to make those decisions, okay? It's easy to just tell a client, hey, yeah, you got full coverage, it's conveyed. Normally, nothing happens, so people get away with that. Agents get away with that until they don't. And then you're frustrated and you're going to say, Why didn't you tell me that loss of use was not included in my conveyance of full coverage? Why didn't you tell me that my deductible applies? That's why, like I said before, it's very important that you deal, when you're interviewing your agency, when I say buy value-based, buy from an agency that is educational based, that is willing to make videos, that is willing to send newsletters, that is willing to consult with you. 2, buy an insurance policy that the carrier has an AM Best rating with an A or A plus, right? Make sure that your agent is accessible. So these pieces of information could save you tons of time, and time is money, everybody. We're in the protection of finances. We're into financial stability protection and financial mobility protection. With mobility, time is of the essence. It's a real estate term, but it sure does make sense. So thank you for watching. I appreciate all the feedback that I'm getting. I would like to ask you to please share my video, like my video, and if you have questions for me, I am full of answers because I love what I do and do what I love. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Stay tuned for some more exciting videos.